what is the future of off-roading in California and then the rest of the country. If you're riding in California, the future is dual sports. I'm not here full-time, so we register a lot of our bikes out of state, and we mainly ride the majority of the year out of state. For trail riding, the future is dual sports. And so the reason for that is because access is getting cut, things are getting more difficult to get stickers, and it's all a lot of confusion. From 22 to 23, you can't get a new registration sticker for your 22 or 23 bike, which means legally a 22 or 23 dirt bike in California, an SXF or a CRF or an XCF, any of those off-road closed competition bikes cannot be ridden on public land in California. You can go to private tracks and you can kind of get away with that, but that is about it illegally in California as of right now. So the future is dual sports, and what's nice about a dual sport is that you can get one that's pretty close to what a good cross-country bike is or a good SXF type motocross bike is, and with just a bit of modifications you can make it really dang good and close to what those trail bikes would come as. So even right now in California already, there's areas where even green sticker bikes, off-road bikes, are not legal. You can only take a street legal vehicle. If you're looking for anything dirt bike related, parts, gear, anything like that, head over to our website or the link in the description below and click on the Rocky Mountain link. From there, you'll be able to see all of our top picks and much more. It's a great place to find all the dirt bike parts that you need. The nice thing about a dual sport, of course, is you can leave, depending upon where you leave, you can leave from your house and you can go ride any trail or fire road, so to speak, that a Jeep can legally go on. You are legal to go on with that license plate. You are legal to go on that. And so that's what's really nice in the future is, even if they don't like dirt bikes, if you're on a street legal dual sport bike, it's as if you're in a Jeep. It's the same thing. And if they allow a Jeep to go back there, you're allowed to go wherever that goes. Okay, so you're going to have a lot more access to really cool areas. And with the improvements of these dual sports, you're going to be able to enjoy yourself like you would on a motocross bike or a good cross-country bike. So that's really nice about these new generation dual sports. And for me, for off-roading and trail riding, a dual sport's the way to go in the future, a legal one to where no one can give you any grief going forward. You can see I'm standing here with another one of our amazing builds. We shot this with Racer X with Chris Kiefer, and this is a 350 to Husky, and it's the FE 350, a little bit more modified. We've been able to change the cams, ignition, so forth, and this thing is really cool. So you can see with a lot of the photos, we got some really cool bits on here: Recluse clutch, IMS tank, FMF, Moto seat cover to match our DecalWorks graphics, and we got these Flow plastics on from MX Plastics. And one of the big keys to this bike is Taco Moto. Taco Moto specializes in dual sport parts and has the blinkers that are trimmed in, the rear section that's trimmed in. Taco Moto also makes all the little connectors like the starter stop button, your switches for your light. They make all those kind of pieces, which are really nice to have. So they have a full array of parts for your dual sport bike. Fastway, ProMoto Billet, they make a Kick-It kickstand, which is a lot heavier duty than the stock one. With the suspension, Racetech does a good job of setting these up, and we've been pretty happy with these forks and shock setup. And this bike, since it's the Husky version, does have a linkage, and Racetech does a great job of setting these up. And we feel like we could ride most aggressive trail riding with this thing. Racetech's really good at modifying and also at mapping ECUs, so they do a great job in all types of engine work. So with the 350, to make it really run well, you have to do some internal engine modifications, cams, and porting helps. All that stuff helps in the 350. Where if you start with a 500 or a 450, you're that much further ahead to start with. IMS, in addition to the tank, they also make a coolant catch can which goes in the frame, and that's really nice for any overflow situations. We got the Scar foot pegs, P3 protection for this thing. Bulletproof Designs has a linkage guard and a swing arm guard. I cleaned up an old Tusk rear rotor guard for this thing. I cleaned up really nice. We got the Recluse torque drive clutch, and our buddy Luke Santos buffed off the header for us, so it looked really nice. It's a stock header with our exhaust. We still have our spark arrestor screen in there, so we're legal any place that we get inspected. ICW strengthened up our radiators. We have our Tusk wheel set, which is a really good value, front and rear with our 18-inch rear wheel, and we have our Dunlop EN91 tires, which are street legal, Pro X chain and sprockets, and we're running a 51 rear tooth gearing on this thing. The double take mirror, which tucks away really nice, like those, because when you get onto the trail, you can just tuck it away, tighten it up. With the Enduro Engineering has the wraparound handguards, and we also have their clutch slave protection, really nice protection pieces, ODI bars, and lock-on grips. We have our Baja Designs headlight that's set up. Moto Minded makes the cool bracket to hold it in place, as well as they make this mount that keeps everything really tidy behind the front number plate, and it gives you a place to zip tie everything to and locate it all really nicely. Okay, so that's a really good look at this bike. It's incredible. And we got some really good footage, as you've been seeing through here, and photos from Spencer Owens, who shoots for RacerX, and we got good footage of Chris Kiefer riding this thing, and just a blast. We love the bike. I have the ability to modify a 350 and make it better, but I think for the average guy who's looking for a good dual sport, I think a 450 or 500 is a better size to probably go with. You have to do less modifications to make it more enjoyable for you. So that's a wrap as far as the bike goes. Getting back to our conversation about the regulations in California and what's coming, having a dual sport is going to open up your trail horizons, right? And then people in other states are going, well, that's California. Well, unfortunately, what starts in California trickles throughout the rest of the country as far as, regulations and so forth. So I'd be concerned. We have some time. I'm pretty old. I don't know how much more riding years I have. I think I'm pretty good for the rest of my riding years. But I think for the younger people, it's going to be a little bit bleak situation. So I'd be looking at dual sports for a while, and then hopefully we don't have to worry about those things in the near future. Hopefully that'll go away. I can't imagine going on a 5 to 8 hour trail ride on something that doesn't hold a bunch of gas, so I'm ensuring I can get back. All right, so hopefully you've enjoyed us talking about dual sporting and riding, and what the best future holds. We're going to keep on riding both trail bikes, motocross bikes, but having a good dual sport is critical. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Like, comment, subscribe, all that, and hopefully we'll see you out in the track or trail soon. Know where you're going with the #1 GPS app, accessing 500,000 miles of trails and roads, open dates, and public lands. Plan your routes before you head out with the new state-of-the-art Route Builder. The Elite version even shows landowners and property boundaries. Download the onX Off-Road app today for a free 7-day trial. Also, to save 20%, use the discount code DBTV1.